Everyone. I just wanted to make like a quick video, honestly, just to get things off my chest with regards to everything that's happening in the world, in the news, right? The war in Ukraine and Russia, the things with supply chain, things with oil prices, right? Energy prices going crazy, supply chains, the whole thing, right? Commodities, stocks, just everything. And power grids and um, all those things. I kind of just wanted to talk about it. This video is almost going to be basically like a self talk or even like a self therapy session for myself as well. I just want to get everything out of my head, just to say what I've been thinking of. The first thing I've been really thinking of is how it's possible for just one person, right? One man to make a decision that can completely change the whole world, right? Throw the world into chaos. And I really thought about it. I've been reading a lot of history, things like Genghis Khan, the Mongol Empire, things like Julius Caesar and the fall of Rome, things like the collapse of civilizations, right? The fourth turning, cycles of generations, things like principles, how the economy works, right? Economic cycles. I've been reading about, you know, the Soviet Union, the gulags, the Nazis, the concentration camps. I've just been reading a lot, and I've been trying to make sense of everything, right? It's been so crazy. It's been so crazy. I've been trying to make sense of it. And the big question I really had was, how could things turn out? How did things turn out the way they did, right? And history is so complicated, right? So many factors, so many variables, right? It's easy to look at it in hindsight, right? But when we're living through it, right? When we're living through it, it's it's just it's so hard to make sense of everything. But one thing that I did kind of come to realize is, um, how could, right? No one wants war, right? None of us want war, right? Russians don't want war. Ukrainians don't want war. Americans don't want war. Iranians, Chinese, right? It doesn't matter who we are. None of us, not a single one of us want war, right? Not a single one of us want war. But then why does it happen, right? Why does it happen? I've been looking at um, documentaries about Syria and Yemen, the old pictures of Iran and Afghanistan. I've been reading about the banana republics and economic warfare, and I've just been reading. I've been reading a lot, and I have no idea. I have no idea. No, geopolitics and just politics in general. I have no idea how it works. But there's one thing that I kind of came to realize. It's that I realized that it's already difficult, for one person to understand another person. So like, if it's with my friend, my best friend, or if it's with my family, we love each other, right? We take care of each other. But yet, right, even when we've known each other for a long time, like very long time, we can still fight with each other. We can still argue with each other, right? And sometimes, right, sometimes we can still hurt each other, right? And that's even with people that I love and trust. Even with people I love and trust, I can hurt them, right? And they can hurt me, right? And then when I thought about it, a country is like that multiplied by a million. right? You multiply that by 1,000,000, right? 1,000,000. And then I kind of realized that that's why it's so hard to, um, you know, to understand, right? To make peace, right? And we can always try to understand each other, right? And I think as a whole, the world has become more connected, right? Through the internet, through global trade, and not just that, but just being able to get around, right? With cars, planes, trains, boats. People have been able to go all over the world, right? Meet people from all over, right? All walks of life. And I think that we're getting closer, right? All of us are getting closer to each other, to understanding each other. But just like how best friends can fight each other, like how I can be a dick to my best friend, or they can, or like how we can fight each other, right? Even as best friends, even as family. I think the same thing can happen with a country, right? You just multiply that by 1,000,000, right? Multiply that by 1,000,000. Yeah, it's complicated, right? It's complicated. I wish there was an easy answer. I wish there was an easy answer. I really do. But I also look at the history. I look at the past to remind myself of how good things really are. Most people in history, 99.999% of people in history, I couldn't even imagine the lives we lived today, with internet, with running water, with computers, and my heart goes out to all the people caught up in the war right now in Ukraine, but also in Yemen, also in Syria. Right, there's still so many places in conflict right now, and the world's getting better. Right, the world's getting better, but there's still a lot we can do. Right, there's still a lot room for us to grow. But we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go. And well, it's kind of sometimes I get overwhelmed too watching all the news. It's probably not that healthy to watch all this news. But then I kind of take a look outside, and I hear the birds chirping outside. I see the sky, the sun shining high above, and I think everything's all right. I really do wish all the people the best of luck. My heart goes out. I really hope as many people as possible stay safe and are able to prosper in this life. But that's pretty much what I've been thinking about. How it's possible for people to go to war with each other, right? Even though no one in any country wants to fight a war, how it's still possible for war to happen. And just as one final crazy idea, I kind of had an idea of where maybe we need a lot of therapists or psychologists for world leaders. I had an idea where maybe every single world leader might need maybe 5 therapists, right, or 5 psychologists. And it's a really I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of these world leaders. I don't know what they go through. I don't know what they talk about. But I do know it must be stressful, right? Very stressful, right? Thinking about the country, thinking about the economy, thinking about the environment, thinking about everything, energy. It must be really stressful, and maybe all world leaders need a psychologist or a therapist or maybe just a true friend, right? A friend, that can support them, right? That can encourage them when they're doing something great, right? But a friend who can also call them out on their bullshit, right? If they're doing something bad, right? A true friend. And of course, I'm not saying that's going to solve everything. Of course not, right? Of course not. But maybe, maybe that might help. And my heart also goes out to all the people who are working day to day, right? Who are hard, honest working. Um, they just want to make a living for their family, right? For their friends. And my heart goes out to all of those people too. I'm lucky in that, I have a little bit more economic leeway. Things are still tough even for me, but no, I have it so much more luckier than a lot of people in the world, right? And I just also wanted to take this time to remind myself not to take it for granted, right? To not take any of this for granted, right? The world can change at any moment, so to appreciate everything that I have, to appreciate everything I have, and to all my brothers, all my sisters, to all of you who may be listening, please stay safe, and I hope all of you can live a prosperous life. I truly do. If your life becomes better, my life becomes better. And if my life becomes better, your life becomes better. We're all connected together, right? In this global, interconnected earth. I wish I could see all of your faces, all of your smiles, maybe even all of your tears as well, to share in that. Oh, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I wish you all the best, with lots of love, to my brothers and sisters all over the globe, with love.